All right, here I am into day 3. I have actually gotten the transmission out in the transfer case. I took them out together because it was going to be so hard to get to these upper bolts. I will separate them and put the donor. There's the donor transmission, but I'm going to put that in first, and then I'll put the put that in second. So now I got to swap out that valve body and TC the computer into the donor, and I got to swap out all this control unit. I'll tell you, I had a mini heart attack when I first got this apart, because it looks pretty clean, doesn't it? It looks pretty good. So I was like, oh my God, did I just do all this for nothing? And then I got to the torque converter, and you know, you kind of want a smoking gun, but even that looked kind of good when I first looked at it. But this little bushing here is what's the problem is. So this is the, goes obviously into there, but this little sleeve bearing is seized up on the shaft of the torque converter. And I guess it's somewhat good news in the way that, you know, when you do these things, you kind of want the smoking gun. Still doesn't look terrible at first sight, but that should move freely and be able to spin, and that is completely frozen up. And I suspect has also scored and done some damage inside there. I don't know if I'll even bother getting to it now, but at some point I'm going to pull the bell housing off and pull off this pump. This is the pump that pumps all the oil through the transmission, and you know, see what that pump looks like, because there's some gears in there that usually, I guess, if this goes bad, then it can affect that pump. So in a way, it is good to see that this is frozen up, so that I know that I didn't just do all this for nothing, which would have killed me. So all right, I will check in again. I gotta switch over parts. I gotta take some parts over here and start working on the donor. This is what it looks like without a transmission. There's the flywheel, back of the engine. So far, I still think I can get away with not taking the exhaust off. Here's the back of it. So it was definitely tight getting out, but just took some time. So out of this whole project, the big two problems are those two big bolts on the top. Maybe one on the side was pretty difficult. And then these, once this is up in there, you can see there's not a whole lot of space. So I've got to be able to put these back on once I put that back, you know, raise that to put back on the new transmission. So those will be my sticking points. So wish me luck. I'm still smiling right now, but I don't know, in a few hours I'll check in again.